Turn around. Look, it's rock and roll.
Where'd Ron go? There he is. Hey, all right. Ron is back, and that can only mean one thing. That is the return of Decibel Geek Friday Night Live. Yes, cheers. Love it. It's fantastic. Everybody's been working hard all week long. Everybody goes through their own stuff, but tonight's our night to kick back, have some fun, celebrate hard rock and classic metal music, just like we always love to do on Decibel Geek. I'm Aaron Camaro, one half of the team that brings you the Decibel Geek podcast, and let me, in case you don't know, most people here, they know us. They love us. But in case you don't know, you might just be tuning in and be like, what the hell is this? Let me tell you who I got with me. First off, right up here, he's been called a fanboy. He's been called a hater. He's been called a fanboy, hater, douche nozzle. But we know
called eye candy.
And as also, of course, he's also known as eye candy, amongst many other things. My co-host on the Decibel Geek podcast, the one and only Chris Sinzak. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, I figured that's the proper introduction.
Yeah, all right, and then I want to introduce who we got with us back once again this week. Big treat for the Kiss fans this week. You're getting a sneak peek, a world exclusive look into the future as Rockin Ron Runyon makes his return, and he's modeling what Tommy Thayer is going to be wearing on the next leg of the End of the Road tour. Our awesome friend, look at him. He's got it. He's got the costume on. The one and only Rockin Ron Runyon. How you doing, my friend?
Kiss meets the Phantom. I'm one of the cyborgs.
As you know, if you follow us, we weren't here last week for Friday Night Live because Ron was going through some stuff. Chris and I didn't feel like doing it without him. It wouldn't have been the same. But miraculously, 1 week later, after all that crazy shit, Rockin Ron is back with us, walking, talking, smiling. Gotta love it. Ron, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling decent. I had surgery down about half of my back, and but they got out a bunch of the tumor that had gotten into my back and was causing me the back pain that I've been suffering for months now. And I got that all out, and it's healing up pretty nicely, and we're going to go from there. We're going to start attacking the rest of it, and at least the back pain itself is gone. It just got to do with the healing right now.
Awesome.
So
that's a good place.
Is it fair to call you recuperating Ron Runyon now?
Recuperating Ron? I don't know. That's too many syllables for me to remember.
It don't have a good ring to it like Rockin Ron.
You can rock and recuperate at the same time, so you're still rocking Ron.
I do want to put out there before we get off track here, though, that right up until the last minute, we did have plans to do Friday Night Live last week, and then I was pretty much rushed into surgery on Friday morning, and so I can tell you now that we was going to have special guest Billy Rowe from Buck Cherry coming on with us last week, and unfortunately I had to end up canceling with him at the last minute. But want to put out there that the new Buck Cherry album is coming out
Nice.
June 25th, and they've already released a couple of singles, including the title track Hellbound they just released.
That's a really good track. I watched the video for it the other day.
Right on.
Yeah, it sounds like old school Buck Cherry. So if you
Yeah,
like their early stuff,
really
you're gonna
good.
dig it. Yeah, and Billy looks cool in the band. He fits right in.
Yeah, he does. He fits right in there. And
I always liked Buck Cherry, man. They were one of those bands when everybody else was new metal. They were like a throwback to like LA Guns kind of rock.
Yeah, very old school.
But I'm going to make it up to Billy myself here tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night, the June 5th, coming here to Denver is going to be Billy and the boys.
Nice.
Here with Buck Cherry.
Right on.
And if you notice on the poster here, down in the little corner here,
Ooh, look at that.
we got
There
the logo here. So
That's pretty badass.
I'm still
Very
being
cool.
sponsored by Wolfpack Productions, so we're going to be bringing back the Wolf Den
Nice.
on Decibel Geek TV here and showing some of the bands coming around the Denver area here. So that's going to be another thing that I'm starting up again here and going to be taking off with. So my apologies to Billy, but we're gonna have him on again here at some point. But
I don't know, but
wanted
Ron,
to put that plug in there.
You amaze me. You take 1 week off. You're going through all this shit. Then you're back doing Friday Night Live tonight, and you're going back to shows starting tomorrow. You're a fucking animal, dude.
Yeah, and that ain't all. That's just all I can say right now.
Oh, yeah, and you've got other stuff in the works that you've been talking to us about. So, God, just
And
I don't know.
And I do want to thank our Canadian geeks for putting together a show last night. They
That was so well
they did
done.
this thing last night where they had put together, completely to my surprise. They had gotten you and Aaron and a couple others from here. I know Eric and the Mighty K put in some messages to me and did a whole radio show dedicated to me with music and messages and all kinds of things. Really, really good. So I really got to thank you guys for them putting that together, and that made my night. So
That's cool. We were happy to be invited, and it was damn hard not to spoil the surprise. leading up to it.
I know
And
I have no willpower with that whatsoever. I got my own surprises that I just got to keep my mouth shut.
But thanks to Ralph and Ian, I don't know, the whole thing with Ellison. Jesus Christ.
And here, behind the scenes, we decided collectively that we wasn't going to bring that up. It wasn't necessary to get into personal business like that, because Ellison is a past guest of ours and he's a good guy, so we wasn't going to get into the whole debate of who's right and wrong and whatever with all that. But
all right, yeah, but leave it to Ian and Ralph to bring it up and put it right in your face.
I then felt bad that I told Chris this when they said it. I said, I know I shouldn't be, but I'm on the floor laughing my ass off right now because I got to give it to them. And I messaged them right away and I said, leave it to you guys to pull out something like that and just have me laughing my ass off over something I shouldn't be, but
quite literally pull it out, right?
Yeah, quite literally pulled it out on me.
I haven't even
right
got to
out
listen
from
to
under
it.
me.
I don't have Canadian internet. Is that something you have to be at a certain place at a certain time to?
Yeah, they've
hear
done. They did it that night, last night, but they're doing I think there's a rebroadcast at 11 o'clock a.m. our time tomorrow, and then there's like 2 or 3 other rebroadcasts coming up.
Right on.
So yeah, I'll send you the link to it. But
It's just like classic radio. You got to be there to hear
Yeah,
it.
it's internet radio, but it's you go on to the link, and as long as you're connected to some kind of Wi-Fi connection, then you can get it, and it'll come up. So yeah, sorry we didn't want to ruin any surprises then, but
is that cgcm.can?
I'll have to send you the link. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
but yeah, there's a lot of great guest appearances like Ron Keel, DK Ravel. There was a lot of cool. I was like, damn, Ron's got more star friends than we do.
No kidding.
But yeah, it was
cool. I
was
really surprised with a couple of those. Spike from the Choir Boys.
Yeah.
Came on and
that's your dude.
Said something, and
I gotta ask though, did you like my Triumph joke?
Yes.
Did they play my Wild Side song?
They did.
They did.
Nice. That's a good one.
I like
love
that song.
Tune.
Hemi Kuda.
That song is jamming, man. I defy you not to get a speeding ticket while listening to that song when you're driving.
Yeah, that was Aaron's pick, and mine was No Surrender from the new Judas Priest record.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. I love that. That song will fire you up for sure. But
yeah, I was definitely happy with all the song choices people did, and the special appearances and the messages. It was all good.
It was great.
So, not many people get to have something like that.
Right.
Damn right. Yeah, that's very true.
So we got a special guest coming on here in a couple of minutes. I wanted to do a quick rock and roll show and tell because I got a couple of really cool things in the mail this week I wanted to show off.
Cool.
Me too.
So here we go. Aaron, why don't you go first on this one?
Rock and roll.
I'll take second, so you can leave yours for last.
I only got 2 CDs. I got a couple other ones, but these are the ones I want to showcase. Ron got this one and had it on here a couple of weeks ago, and I was meaning to get it, and I finally did. Minefield.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It freaking rocks, man. This CD is so good. It's top content right now. If it was the end of the year right now, I'd already have my #1 album of the year. I think
I told
that
you
album is killer. You know what makes me think in that album? I'm listening to it. It's like it makes me angry at the current state of radio. We used to do this thing called the Radio Sucks radio show, but I hear so many songs on there that if it were, exposed to a mass audience, most people would probably love these songs, and it would be like a hit album. There's no reason that Minefield shouldn't be huge because these songs are catchy, they're rocking, they got attitude, they're good. It's really good, and it's melodic to the point where I think anybody could pick up on it and dig it. It's fucking awesome. It's really, really good. Recommendation: Minefield. If you don't know about this band, you need to check them out because they're fucking awesome. This CD is killer. I'm so glad I got it. Yeah. And then the other one I got this week was something I mailed away for, and this one I really, really dig a lot too. There's really not a bad song on it, and I'm real excited about it. Yeah, baby. The brand new Gilby Clarke. I don't know if it's brand new. It's a couple of weeks at least, maybe a month.
Sorry, just kidding.
It's freaking awesome. It's another one too. It sucks nowadays because CDs aren't the cheapest. And so if you're going to order something, you got to kind of know in your heart you're taking a gamble. If you look at like Minefield and go, okay, all the pieces are in place here where this should be a really amazing album based on who plays on it, who performs on it, but you just don't know. So you throw down the money, you wait for it to come in the mail, and you hope that it ain't something you're going to listen to once and just throw up on the shelf. Both of these albums are going to be rocking in my iPod for a long time, and I'm jamming them around here on the house on the CDs. Man, if you dig I don't know, it's hard to pin down the Gilby Clarke album because it's kind of punky on spots. It's kind of stonesy on spots. If you like Gilby Clarke, if you're a fan of his and the kind of rock music he makes, which is just straight rock music with a little touch of the blues, you're going to love this. The Gospel Truth, man, it's damn good. I get nervous when like my favorite guys especially come out with new stuff. And Gilby Clarke is one of my favorite guys, man. I really like him. And so I get nervous, like when they put out something new, it's like, am I going to like this? I went through that a couple years ago with Lizzie Borden. I wanted to like it so much, but I just really didn't when it was all said and done.
I love that record.
But Gilby Clarke did not let me down, man. And I think if you don't know or don't know nothing about Gilby Clarke, I mean, but you're a fan of rock music, you should definitely be checking this out because it's pretty damn killer. Pretty confident both of these albums are going to be on my top 10 at the end of the year. No doubt about it.
Cool.
I streamed it and I liked what I heard, so I'll give it that. I know I make fun of Gilby, but I actually enjoyed what I listened to of it.
Good, yeah. There ain't nothing not to like on it. It's very awesome, both of them.
All right, Ron, what have you got for
us? All right, for me, I went with a couple from an artist or from a band that you guys highlighted. I think it was on a Fresh Blood episode a little while back, and I was kind of on the fence about it and wasn't sure, but whoever likes Kiss, they're definitely influenced by Kiss, and I'm talking about Starman.
The Starman.
It's good stuff, man.
That was supposed to be a joke.
But the song is fucking good.
But
the title track's amazing.
And then I even picked up the
oh wow, you went all in.
The newer one, Welcome to My World.
Oh, nice.
As well. Reminds me a lot of the classic 78 that came out a few years ago that they had guys that we didn't know who they were or anything, but they come out and they was really heavily influenced by Kiss because
I still jam that all the time.
These guys don't pretend that they're along those same lines. The songs are a lot like old school Kiss and so it just it touched me to where I liked it. So I like the old school Kiss vibe and sounds and that. So well, so I picked out those couple up today.
What I loved about them is that multiple members of the band can sing, like all of them, like especially on the title track. You've got every member of the band doing it, which is pretty fucking cool. So,
that classic 78, man, that was my 2017 album of the year.
Oh,
man.
I know. That
is
the
classic
awesome.
78, if you're out there, we're ready. We want side 3 and 4. I'm ready for it.
I know.
Album, those two albums, those things they did together, side 1 and side 2, man, that was unbelievably awesome. I sent that to a friend of mine who's a Kiss fan, and he was like, if you would have told me these were unreleased Kiss songs, I wouldn't have been able to tell you no different, man.
Exactly.
Come on, classic 78. Come back to us.
Then I was watching the old Atlanta footage where because we had talked about doing the buttons for the people with Aaron running around. And
I wasn't drinking that day, was I?
The classic 78 guys were there.
Yeah.
Doing it, and I was like, "Damn, I miss those guys. I wish they'd come out again and let us know what they got going on or something." But all right, so up to you, and Chris, what you got?
I got two things in. This is going to make a lot of people jealous because this sold out really fast, and I got to back up from the camera because I have vinyl and not CDs. How about that?
Nice.
Ooh.
That's a great album, man. Really good.
The reissue of The Scream, Let It Scream.
That's a perfect album. There's not a bad song on it.
Yeah, it's put out by our friend Craig Lindsley with Lindsay Records, produced by Eddie Kramer. But this is the album that got John Corabi the Motley Crue gig. So this is an amazing record. And we still hope to have John on to do an Albums Unleashed on this record because we definitely want to talk about it in full. And then the other thing we want to promote, which kind of relates to a guest announcement I made today. Look what came in the mail this week.
Nice.
Blue Murder.
You got somebody in mind to autograph that?
Yes, I do. I've got that guy right there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have him autograph it. So this is not cheap. If you try to buy this, it is not cheap. So my wife rolled her eyes when she saw what I spent so much money on, but I love it. So
cool.
we're doing that. But yeah, the big announcement today for Rockin' Pod was Carmine Appice and Vinny Appice. I have to announce them separately because they say their names separately.
Yeah, that's confusing to me sometimes too when I try to read it.
But this is kind of a dream come true to have these two coming to Rockin' Pod this year. This is one of the bigger guests or two of the bigger guests we've booked. So
you know what's cool? If you are a loyal Friday Night Live viewer, you already knew that.
You did.
Didn't you? You did. You knew it already.
All because I drink too much on this fucking live stream and share stuff before it's announced. But that's
me and Ron know how to poke and prod and get the information.
Right.
Yeah, it's all good.
But yeah, it's gonna be amazing to have both of them, and there's some cool stuff going on at SIR the day after the expo. We'll be having ticket announcements for that soon too. It's gonna be great.
No, so good.
But yeah,
I can't wait.
So you did made another announcement as well. Got Toby Wright coming back.
Toby Wright coming back for the 4th time this year. He's been to every single Rockin' Pod.
Yeah.
He's back this time again. So really excited to have Toby back, of course.
You don't get invited back to Rockin' Pod 4 years in a row unless you're especially freaking awesome, which Toby Wright is.
He's one of our favorite people. You know, some guests we've had on the podcast was, you know, it's just like they're promoting something. We have them on. It's great. It's cordial. And then we never talk to them again. But people like Toby Wright, Michael Wagner, they became, and Gary Corbett, of course.
Gary Corbett,
became, actual friends. And we're honored to have Toby back, of course.
Shoot, yeah, man. I love that guy. He's one of my all-time favorites.
And yes, Toby did produce Carnival of Souls. Check out our 2-part interview with him about the making of that record.
That's right. How much does an LP of that cost nowadays that you can get autographed?
That's pretty expensive.
I gotta imagine. I mean, geez, did that even come out on LP?
Yes, it did, but they're very hard to find.
Yeah.
All right, so we ready to bring on our special guest tonight?
Yeah, we are.
I believe we are.
This guy has become a good friend of ours, and we had him on the show a few years ago talking about his time working with a former Kiss guitar player. We'll get into that in a little while. And but has worked with Bill Leverty from Firehouse, Andy Susemihl, great guitar player, and of course the Sky with Robert Fleischman. Talking about our friend Andre LaBelle, who just got announced for Rockin' Pod. And welcome Andre to the show. Hey, Andre.
Yeah, guys, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Yeah, man. Love the hair, dude. You're throwing it out.
Yeah. I thought the obese Jesus would be the right look for me. So.
He's the quarantine savior.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
You're obese Jesus. I'm cyborg, man. So, hey.
We're both in a lot of trouble.
Now we just got to come up with something for Aaron.
Yeah. We each need our own gimmick and sing our own songs.
Ugly Kid Joe fan Aaron.
Yeah, I'll do that. I don't know how the makeup design will be, but whatever.
You guys got you got Carmine on there, man, because I recorded with Bill Leverty and Jimmy Coons, his singer
from Cactus.
You know, and man, I've got some weird serendipitous connected to Carmine, man, and I'm a huge fan, no doubt, being a drummer.
Right.
What drummer isn't a fan of Carmine Appice and his brother Vinny? No doubt, man.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to have him, and we had Carmine on to do a discussion on the Blue Murder record, and just like the thing I remember from that record is the drums are just so loud in the mix on that. Not to a fault, but to a benefit. I think it makes that album have so much weight to it. It's amazing. But yeah, we've already got people saying hello to you in the chat. So it's
cool.
It's great to have you on tonight.
I got this little thing. I was going to use it because it's not a microphone, but it kind of looks like a microphone, and I could have had it like set in there, but I decided against it.
Oh, okay. You wanted to fit in. Although I think I'm the only one with a visible microphone, so that's all good.
That's cool, man. That's the way they rolled in the real radio deals, man. I love it, man. Very cool.
Wow. I just have a cheap setup. That's all that is.
You need one that hangs down from the ceiling like a boxing announcer.
Yeah,
right.
Man. There's so many ornate microphones too, man. I mean, just beautiful collector pieces, You should do that. Start collecting them. Get a different mic during every podcast.
I just got the old Shure mic. When I need to pound in a nail or something, I just grab it, use it, and then plug it back in.
Awesome, man.
That's cool. So, are you out in Virginia still?
Yeah, man, I'm in Virginia right now. I'm actually with a friend, Scott Ackerman. He is putting together a Zeppelin tribute thing we're going to do a show with. And he played with Chubby Checker. I didn't even realize it until just the other day.
Nice.
But that's really neat, man. Chubby Checker is like absolute legend. But yeah, man, I'm here in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Cool.
That's awesome.
But I'll be coming out to Nashville, no doubt, for the Rockin' Pod. Looking forward to it. Last time was incredible, man.
Yeah, so this will be your third time coming out, right?
Yeah, the first one was at I can't remember the name of the venue now.
Nashville Palace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. And then
year one.
The second one was at the airport Hilton.
Yeah.
And it's at the same location again this year.
No, it's a different hotel this time. We're at the Hilton Nashville Airport. It's like literally right down the street from where we were last time, though.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, keeps growing, keeps getting bigger. We can't stay in the same place.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We got 2 ballrooms instead of 1 this time, so it's going to be interesting.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Could you imagine trying to fit everybody that we got coming now into that first hall?
What was the first place called?
Well, the very first place we went to was Music Valley Event Center.
That's right. Yeah, teeny tiny, man. It's
very
amazing
small.
to look back.
And then Nashville Palace, which is like more like a honky-tonk bar type vibe that we had the second year. And then Marriott the third year, and now we're at the Hilton this year. So maybe I'll book the Titan Stadium next year. I don't know.
Nice.
Depends on how it goes.
Hey, go to the Municipal Auditorium first. Let's just keep this at levels, Yeah,
well, I know. Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be cool, and
nice.
Glad you're coming back. And but yeah, so what have you been up to lately? What are you working on these days? I mean, you mentioned the Zeppelin tribute thing. So what else? Going on?
I'm mainly doing studio work with Bill Leverty has a studio in Richmond.
Yeah,
and, I record out of there a lot, just doing multiple different demos and projects that are available. And with COVID, there hasn't been much live stuff going on.
Right.
But just hanging in there, man. I'm so happy that it's lifting. It seems like everything's going to be okay now.
Yeah.
So, and man, that was a hell of a thing to go through for everybody. And I think a lot of people are excited about getting out and enjoying music again. So an explosion of positive energy.
Yeah. No, it's cool to see tours finally getting announced again, and big shows going on, and even Guns N' Roses. They announced the resuming of their stadium tour. So even the bigger shows are starting to get back on track. So
I know I was looking at the calendar, and it's like, golly, in the month of October, I could go see a band I love almost every night of the week.
Yeah. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. Although we all got our tickets for Alice Cooper and Ace Frehley in Nashville in October. Aaron, did you see the meet and greet price for Ace for the meet and greet this year?
No.
$500.
Wow.
Yeah, $500, and you don't get anything personal signed. It's like stuff that's already pre-signed, and you get a photo with Ace, but it's socially distanced photos. So
what?
It's like, yeah.
Golly, for $500, Ace Frehley better have my dick in his hand for that photo.
Exactly. But and
$500 is a lot of money.
And we love our friends that are in Ace's band, but it's like, come on, man. But I mean, I was thinking about taking the plunge and doing the Alice Cooper meet and greet this time, and I was like,
what was that? $1,000?
$750 or $790. I was like, I am not paying almost $800 to meet Alice. I'm sorry.
That's too much money, man. I'll just hang out and sneak in like I always do.
Yeah, exactly.
So I always find a way to meet Ace Frehley. I don't know how. It's just my destiny.
All right,
man. I had a situation go down with Alice Cooper through Eric Singer, like right after the Vinnie Vincent recordings that I was doing, maybe like a couple of years after that. Eric had referred me to Brian Nelson, who I think passed away in the
he was known as Renfield, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure of that.
That was kind of his nickname, but he was like Alice's right-hand guy for a long time.
Yeah, man. And so I was up to audition, and I was learning the songs and such, but they decided on Jonathan Mover, who had already played with Alice Cooper. And this guy's like legend and incredible drummer. So then Brian started talking to me about the band that I was recording with called the Motoflaws, that because I'd sent him some of the stuff that we were doing and he liked it. And he was asking me and the guys to try to write some Alice Cooper material to see if Alice would use it. So we started doing that, and I sent him a whole bunch of different tracks and such. And one of the lyrics from it actually got on the record, which is spinning around on this ball of hate, the first line in Brutal Planet, because that was a line in one of the songs we did. I was writing lyrics for the band, and they used that, which, it's not like, they took my lyric or anything. It's just kind of a saying, but Brian really liked that saying. And I didn't find out until years later. And then I heard it, and it was, I'm happy it was even on there. But Eric Singer he's a heart of gold. The guy's referred me and helped me in many ways. I believe there's a chance that Eric was involved with me meeting you, Chris, or if not directly, maybe somehow through another podcast or such. But Cooper, man, no doubt. They got Glenn Sobel playing drums, who's probably
he's great.
Unbelievable, man. I knew that guy, and I used to see him in West LA music. I think it was on Wilshire Boulevard. But he would be in there hanging out and such, and I'd bump into him. Incredible guy. This is like 92 or such, but yeah, man.
That's cool.
Alice Cooper's always got the best band, whoever's in that band is there for a reason. So good.
Yeah. I mean, that's iconic. Alice Cooper's, he pioneered so much of what is even happening with music, or even what Lady Gaga is doing came from the Alice Cooper and David Bowie and all of that stuff.
Sure. Did you grow up on Alice Cooper?
Positively, dude. Yeah, man. It was like I was 10 years old in '76, and it was Cooper and Kiss and Ted Nugent and Van Halen and all of that, man.
Yeah. Who was your biggest drum influence?
Tommy Aldrich was a huge influence for a long time.
Amazing drummer.
Because I was into the double kick, and I still am. But later I got into more the jazz kind of stuff, like where the techniques are more about rudiments and multi-strokes, where you're like using your fingers to paddle the stick, and get rebound, But man, at this point in my life, there's so many great drummers. The world is just full of incredible talent, and a lot of young people that are coming out. I'm seeing kids on the internet that are absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So, and everybody has their own deal, man. I love this metaphor of that. I mean, I know how to speak the language, and I'm using it now to communicate with you guys. But just because I can speak doesn't mean I can speak like Morgan Freeman or Clint Eastwood. And that's really where it's at. That these players, we all play a lot of the same similar stuff, but everybody speaks it their own way with a certain spirit and character and the way they perform it. John Bonham that's what's made him a legend. It's not so much that what John Bonham is playing people can't play, but it's the way he played it, within the dynamics and where he rushes and drags it, favorably. But yeah, man, that's a rabbit hole there as far as great drummers and such,
Well, sure. Like him and Carmine both, were
man.
At the time, it was so new what they were doing, Now so many people have, copied or borrowed from Carmine and John Bonham over the years that you kind of go, oh, okay, well, that's kind of a thing. But at the time, that was all new, People were blown away.
Yeah, Carmine, he actually pioneered a huge part of what all the drummers are doing today within rock and roll. Even John Bonham, if you read in the books and such, that he told Carmine that he stole this trick that he was doing on the pedal. Now, Carmine was like humbly saying that, well, I wasn't doing that. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, man, Carmine he's a living legend, man. What he created with drumming, any of the drummers throughout the hair metal era and MTV and all of that was pulling from what he pioneered. He literally created it. And he's in that world of like John Bonham and, Ian Pace, and no doubt, man, that's awesome. And he's a super good dude. I recorded with Flood the Engine. I did one album with them, with Bill Leverty on guitar. That was recorded at his studio. And Keith Horn on bass, he's a legend in Nashville and worldwide, really. He's played with Luke Bryan and just Hart, Peter Frampton, and Carmine is playing with Jimmy Coons, the singer from that band, in Cactus. So I got to know Carmine a little bit more through a couple of conversations. But also Carmine brought a drum set down to the Vinnie Vincent recording sessions that I did in 1990.
Oh, yeah?
He's friends with Vinnie. They did Carmine and the Rockers and all.
Right.
So, yeah, it's weird, man. Maybe I have some kind of weird affiliation with Carmine, but I look forward to seeing him this year, no doubt.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You're going to get to meet him.
So, Toomey's on. Oh, boy.
No.
So, all right. So, we talked about this off mic before we came on, and I wanted to bring. Obviously, I'm happy to have you on, but I got to address the elephant in the room.
You're talking about?
Yeah, there's.
Never heard of him.
I got an interesting email this week that kind of involved you, and I thought we would go over it a little bit. And you're still okay with this, right?
Yeah, I mean hang on a second.
All right. Uh-oh, what's he gonna do?
That has to do with Vinny's chicken picking technique, right?
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
He taught me that. So that's what you're talking about. I'm showing people how to do it now. I'm kidding, man.
I didn't pay $500 a ticket for that, so.
Yeah, I think that was Let Freedom Rock, wasn't it? That's awesome.
It was on the Ukulele Mageddon album.
Yes. Stole my joke, Ron.
Well, you wasn't coming up with it, so.
Oh, boy. Yeah, here goes Kristen. Here we go. All right, so. All right, so I got an interesting email out of nowhere the other day, and actually on Memorial Day, on Monday.
It's like a pink cicada. It only shows up every 3 years.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. All I was planning on doing was barbecuing and everything, and I didn't expect to get an email like this. But and like honestly, let me preface this with Aaron and I. We've talked. We share our thoughts about what's going on with Vinny, but we really don't make an effort to do it. I mean, I've gone on other shows and talked about it, but I don't really talk about it unless I'm asked about it because it's kind of old. It's kind of old news at this point. But I guess this may be because I went on Victor Ruiz's live stream last Friday. I don't know. But Vinny did a SIR event here in Nashville last weekend. And on Monday, I just get this email out of nowhere. Yeah, May Metal Madness. Yep, that's what it was. And madness is the right word for it. All right, so the email comes out, and it's from a person calling themselves Mr. Sister, with some letters and numbers. I'm not going to give the whole thing because I'm trying to legally cut myself.
What are you going to do with your life? I'm going to send angry emails.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I can't believe I hit send. That it was not you, Patrick Breen. I know it wasn't. But it says, all right, I'll read. I'm not going to share my screen because I don't know what the legality thing is, and somebody's very Sue happy, as we know in the history.
And says, you never know what I put on there either.
That's true. It'd be funny if it was from you, Ron.
That would be so awesome.
It'd be the ultimate prank, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Finally found a way to top Beat the Geek.
All right, but here we go. It says, Dear children. So I guess Aaron and I are children.
I don't even know what's going on. I got nothing to do with any of this.
Yes, you do, because they're referring to both of us on this.
Oh, okay.
It says, how interesting that whenever Vinnie Vincent, in capital letters, has special breaking news to share with the world that some attention-seeking small-time lowlives, that's you and me, Aaron, who seem to get their
Am I not included in any of this?
Okay,
Come
you're
on.
included, Ron.
You're an attention.
I'm a lowlife.
You want to be a small.
Come on.
Okay, you're an attention-seeking lowlife as well. Okay, Ron.
Lowlife is actually a good name for a band, but anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Who seem to get their thrills out of slagging Vinnie Vincent, capital letters. Also seem to enjoy booking appearances with anyone and anything remotely related to all things Vinnie Vincent. That's you, Andre.
I'm surprised when he does that, it doesn't have Vinnie Vincent in capital letters with the little copyright C behind it or something. Like
yeah, I know.
trademarked.
And then it says, passive-aggressive much? What kind of low-grade douche nozzles would go out there and do something like that and expect to be treated like adults in return? I never expected to be treated like an adult, so you're wrong there.
Well, except for that time we tried to book them for Rockin' Pod, we wanted to be treated like adults and expected the same in return and didn't get that. So
well, we'll get there. I got
to write some of this down. What was that? Low-grade douche nozzle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Low-grade.
Is that spelled with Z or S?
Z. But
All right, I got it.
I mean, I aspire to be a high grade douche nozzle, so one of these days it'll happen. And then it says, this isn't how nice and smart people treat a world class artist who's largely known for bringing the hottest band in rock and roll history back to life in capital letters, bigger and better than ever, as most would attest. Riding the coattails of Vinnie Vincent by booking hired guns is both sad and comical. Seriously, who's next? Vinnie Vincent's personal housekeeper? And then in parentheses, they put eye rolls with a Z. No better, do better. Ciao, XOXO.
There ain't nobody cleaning Vinnie Vincent's house, including Vinnie Vincent.
Vinnie's housekeeper was actually a beautiful person.
Yeah.
And I'm still friends with her. I talk to her all the time. We're going to record a record together.
Nice.
Awesome.
Maybe she could come on the Decibel Geek podcast sometime.
We'd interview her. We've interviewed everybody else.
So, I mean, that email that you received, I mean, you don't know exactly where it came from, or you're suspecting that it came from.
Well, I'll just say this. I'm totally connecting dots here, and I could be wrong. I feel okay reading this because it was sent anonymously, but there is a person that works with Vinny that has Twisted Sister Photoshop art all over their Instagram page, and they call themselves Mr. Sister. Just saying.
Well, Vinny hit me up about playing with him again, but just before COVID, and we were talking on the phone, and I was excited about the possibilities that could take place. He sounded good. Mm-hmm. He was very diligent about what he wanted to do with the SIR stuff and all of that rehearsal studio place, mm-hmm. in Nashville, and I wanted to do it. But the contract that he sent me was just far too brutal for me to really commit to. And that just kind of fell to the side, but
You'll play drums on the whole album and you'll be paid in 2 Snickers bars. Fun size Snickers bars.
Yeah, man. Man, I mean, when you really get down to it, I think that, I've had my own personal journeys with music, and, I've been lucky with a lot of things, with being able to play with a lot of people that I favor. But I think that sometimes fame can kind of, create some weirdness, and maybe Vinny is kind of dealing with past experiences of situations that were unfavorable, and it's causing him to be passive aggressive or whatever you would call it. I don't know. I don't want to see anybody hurt. Bottom line, I don't want to see anybody hurt.
I get you.
I don't like what was read. Obviously, that's not cool. If that did come from that actual camp, let me be totally clear. I'm not saying that this is from Vinny himself. I'm not saying that. It could be. It would be cool.
Could not be. Well, all I'm saying is there's a lot of there's a lot of negative feelings about how things ended with me and him, as far as the falling out that I had with him a few years ago.
I remember. I was a sideman in that project, but Vinny was a sideman in Kiss. The whole concept of any of that stuff is really, to me, not even hurtful. It's just more so sounds like, somebody in the Vinnie Vincent camp is intimidated by what you guys are doing with the podcast world.
Well,
and that's a cool thing. There's nothing negative in that. The podcast community is the new radio show, man. This is just the cuff of what's going to happen with it.
Sure.
Look at Joe Rogan. Many of people go to him and to find out news related to all sorts of stuff. So this is a huge medium, and Vinny should really be embracing it.
You would think. Well,
we tried to open it up for that.
I know. Yeah.
Well, let me continue, because I did go to bat for you, Andre, because I wanted him to.
I know that, brother.
So my response.
I'm a big Kiss fan, so yeah.
So my response was hilarious. Andre is a personal friend and has done more than work with Vinny. I count Bobby Rock and Mark Slaughter as friends as well. Are they coattail riders as well? Also, and I guess I just booked Carmine, so I guess he's a coattail rider too. But anyway, says
I'm a Carmine coattail rider. I'll tell you that right.
Yeah, that's right. We all are.
I think we all are, no doubt. All right. So anyway,
and then there's something I'm not going to mention. But then I said I stopped giving a shit what Vinny or his sycophants think of me a long time ago after our falling out. If you expected this to rile me up, sorry to disappoint you. Vinny seems to be doing fine with his events for 10 people and empty promises of new music and tours that will never happen. Why worry about me and my little event? I'm not world class like Vinny, so I wouldn't lose sleep over what I say. Just my 2 cents.
Sassy.
Yeah. And then they responded with, well, it didn't take you long to slag Vinny in that reply. No one said anything about your unflattering attendance numbers and sea of empty seats for whatever it is. I'll go dollars to donuts on my event's attendance to yours. I'm just saying. So why speak of an event that you know nothing about? Or was that a slip of knowledge that you have while trying to also say that you don't follow the latest in all things Vinnie Vincent? So confusing. And then he says, first of all, it's common knowledge that there are those whose careers were introduced to the world via Vinnie Vincent who just happen to have enough luck and talent to build on from that. Then there are others who have never been seen or heard by 99% of the fan base, but got a taste of celebrity through the graciousness of Vinnie Vincent. No need to downplay that. Just know that someone's 2 cents will always make a lot more noise inside the piggy bank than someone whose piggy bank is already full.
Which I said at the beginning, that's a fucking awesome saying.
It's a good line.
It doesn't really apply here, but, you know.
But it's a well-placed argument. And then I said, I certainly follow what's going on and never claim that I didn't. We never have claimed that we don't follow. How could you not follow? It's like a train wreck.
No, of course. We're Decibel Geek. We follow what happens in rock and roll, Kiss, and
it doesn't matter. You know? And we're known as like the Vinnie Vincent Show, so why not? And then I said, not sure where you're going with that. Why, though, do you continue to follow what I do? As for slagging Vinny in my reply, I guess being called a child and low-life douche nozzle tends to warrant a response in kind.
That was aimed at you too, Ron.
Yeah, it was low-grade douche nozzle, though.
Low-grade douche
nozzle. Let's get it straight.
And we're not even the top-shelf douche nozzles.
And then I said,
we're going to be douche nozzle. We want to be high pressure. So
that's right.
All right. Let me get through this email so I can be done with this segment, please. And then I said...
Jeez.
So I said, if I'm a low-life douche nozzle, as you claim, and I'm sorry, Ron, should have said low grade, why would you devote time to paying attention to me? Kind of sad that no music has been released or books or box sets, all of which were promised in 2018. Of course, chasing people around the internet is a better use of time than that, I'm sure. Cheers. And that's where I ended it. Yeah. So
for me, you know, it was always been a weird adventure because I'm a huge Kiss fan, always have been. But when I met up with Chris, he had this weird fascination with Vinnie Vincent. And so it became this thing where, you know, I respect Vinnie Vincent as a guitar player, a songwriter, a member of Kiss. So, you know, bought the cassette tapes and CDs when it was Vinnie Vincent Invasion and all that. What I see from Vinnie Vincent is I think Kiss fucked him up. I think Gene and Paul, because they were in a bad spot when Vinnie Vincent joined Kiss, I think they messed up his mind. And then he took that, what he learned from them, and put it on everybody else. The other thing I always see is that everyone sees Vinnie Vincent as so freaking talented that they want to help him reach the potential that they see for him. Andre, I know you can attest to that because even that year at Rockin' Pod when he was doing his stupid birthday party thing, you said to me, man, if I could just help him, you know, I would help him if I could. You know, if he would allow me to help him, I would do everything I could to help Vinnie Vincent reach his potential. I think everybody sees this guy and he's got so much potential.
No
but
doubt.
He doesn't never seem to reach it.
Yeah.
And people want to see
doubt.
him reach it. Because he's got so fucking much of it. But he'll always undercut himself and screw himself over for whatever reasons. And no matter how bad, even Chris and I, you know, we used to sing his praises almost every episode.
All the
except
time.
for the cricket gimmick. But,
No doubt.
you know,
I mean, you know,
but we want to see this guy reach his full potential, which everybody else sees except for him, I guess. I don't know.
It is the music industry. And, you know, if I think of, I mean, John Bonham, he had troubles with alcohol and ended up dying from it.
Yeah.
You know, that was a horrible situation. I mean, we all deal with demons, and I had a little run with alcohol that was pretty bad, and I haven't drank in like 8 months, and I feel so much better, and I don't plan to ever drink again.
Right on.
But, I mean, the point I'm making is that within rock and roll, there's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on. Possibly the Ankh design that Vinny wore it's connected to like the pyramid Egyptian stuff. Maybe there's some kind of evil Egyptian demon that's getting in there and messing with him. That could be it, possibly.
Yeah, you never freaking know, man. There's a lot more that goes in this world that we understand,
man.
but that seems like a pretty good excuse to act like a dick all the time. But
yeah, wow.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. You know, I hope that he really, I think he just needs to focus on music and that's it. Just get out there and play the guitar. And
it's like if you come to Vinny and be
like,
hey,
that's
man,
why he's famous. That's what made him successful.
Yeah.
It's what he did with the guitar. That's the bottom line. And his songwriting. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all that really matters, man. And you know, there's been a lot of mistakes that he's made with business, it seems. Maybe he needs like a really good manager that would handle all that stuff. Now, I'm a drummer. You know, I'm dependent upon the other people that I'm playing with and the bands that I'm working with. I'm not dealing with all that business stuff on that level. And I'm certainly not writing songs, you know, although I did write some lyrics and, you know, but anyway, yeah, man. Y'all want to see me play that ukulele again?
Yeah, man.
Hey, I do want to get into a little bit of I do want to get a little bit because it's a mysterious time because of the Guitar-mageddon sessions, because you know they haven't officially been released and everything, and even though I don't care for him much as a human, I'm interested in the historical part of it. So you know, Robert gets brought back to do these tracks with him, and then how did you get hired on? How did you become aware of him to start with?
I was playing with Michael Marnark, the guitar player from Steppenwolf, the original guy from Steppenwolf. And he referred me to Vinny, but it happened in a weird way, man. Because I mean, I'm getting older, you know, and you start thinking of things on a deeper level as you get older. I'm 55 now, and when I was a kid, I was a huge Kiss fan, man. I mean, that's the reason I started playing drums, literally. So I get out to California, my wife and I, and I'm networking and trying to get in contact with people that are doing recordings that I could jump aboard with. I meet Michael, and I wasn't pursuing anything to do with Kiss at all, but Michael knew Vinny and ended up referring me, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. I almost thought it was like, I don't know whether you guys ever experienced this stuff in your life. I don't want to get like philosophical or anything or supernatural, you know, but sometimes there are things that happen that almost seem, I think the word is serendipitous, where it almost seems like it's supposed to have happened or something, you know, and connected to my childhood and the death of my father and just being that I was a huge Kiss fan. And it's kind of bizarre, man. Even my name getting on the Kiss family tree on the inside sleeve of Kiss Alive 3 was really kind of just a very bizarre thing, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to be connected to Vinny in some way to crack jokes and, you know, play the ukulele and make him maybe come out of this shell. I don't know, man. But yeah, but that's what happened. It was Michael Marnark.
Were you recording at Cherokee?
It was at a Grandmaster Recording Studios. Rick Barcelona was the engineer, and he was good friends with Michael Marnark.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I set up the drums in that studio and auditioned. You know, Vinny had me do a drum solo. He set a chair right in front of me and had me do a drum solo, man. That was pretty intense. But I mean,
you know, we talked to Bobby Rock and he's been open about how grueling, you know, auditioning for The Invasion was and how much of a taskmaster Vinny was.
Robert was saying that they were probably messing with him because they knew they were going to use Bobby. They loved him from the beginning.
Right.
But I think Vinny and Robert were kind of joking with each other, like, let's see how long we can make this guy play, man. Do another drum solo. And they just kept making him roll. But Bobby is able to do it, you know, and he pulled it off. Yeah, Bobby is not only an incredible drummer, but y'all know. I mean, that dude
great guy.
Super spiritual, cool.
Yeah.
His biceps grew 2 times that day.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, I actually beat him in an arm wrestling contest.
No, I don't believe that. Liar.
Yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, I mean, Vinny's that way. I mean, I think that him being that intense and probably insecure, I think he has some insecurities that drive him to practice when he was younger, and that's why he got that good. You know, some of those demons can be a blessing, you know, and a curse, but it made him get that good at what he does with the guitar, you know.
Right.
He's so meticulous and constantly searching to try to make it better. I mean, when I was in the recording studio with him, he actually had me punching in, where I would play up until just the chorus, and then he would stop the tape and have me punch in after we talked about what he wanted me to play, because it was all being done off the cuff. I didn't practice with him or anything, man. We were just creating it right there at that moment in the studio at Grandmaster.
So was he difficult to work for? Like, was he a taskmaster?
Well, I mean, on that level with the art, yeah, but I mean, I never had any problems with the guy, man, I have to say. But then again, I'm a very open person when it comes to the reality of the situation. I'm a new guy, you know, in a situation now that I'm involved with somebody within the KISS circle, and it's allowing me to get involved with that. Right. So I was just happy to be there and just focusing on my drumming 100%. You know, Carmen at Peace had brought a drum set down for me to use, and man, there was probably 10 drum sets in that room at one point. And we were setting them all up, trying to get sounds and all. So I didn't really have the mindset to have anything that could bother me. You know, now Robert would say, man, you know, Robert Fleischman, that he was driving Andre so hard and all of that, but I didn't really care. I mean, do it, because I'll take the challenge. You know? Yeah,
I guess to you it's an opportunity and a gig. So you're like, I'll just throw whatever you want at me. I'll handle it. You know.
And you know, also I think that when it has to do with you know, to have the confidence to get on the stage in front of thousands of people and perform, there is ego involved. Sure. You have to have some type of a confidence or a power in order to pull that off. You know, I had a conversation with Eddie Van Halen years ago. Long story how it happened, but we spoke for like an hour and a half, and he told me that he wasn't even able to play without drinking some. That he was so insecure about his own playing. Eddie Van Halen. That he wasn't able to get on stage and play without drinking. And when he did quit drinking, he had difficulties getting on stage and playing after he quit drinking. Now that's Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you need the confidence and the spirit to get up there and make it happen, because you want that kind of confidence on stage from a performer. But I think sometimes it can kind of get out of hand, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
You know. Maybe he's dealing with some of that. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, man. I got my own problems. But anyway, yeah.
Let me ask you this, because one thing, when we had you on for one of the Vinny Vincent specials, but I want to bring it up now because it was such an interesting little nugget of info you gave us, was that the album Vinny was working on was going to be called Revenge. And then he ran that idea by Gene and Paul, and that they had kind of took the idea and ran with it.
Yeah. Well, when I was doing the drum tracks, he was also going to a studio and writing with KISS for that album Revenge. And he just came to the studio one day and told me that, you know, that they like the title and they're going to use it. But that's about all he said. And once again, I mean, he's telling me this stuff as I'm in the drum room, you know, tuning the snare, trying to see how maybe I can get a low tuning out of it or something. And he's telling me this, and I'm focused on what I'm doing with the drumming. So I didn't take in but so much of the information. And also I didn't want to get into asking too many questions about what was happening with him with his relationship with Gene and Paul, because I didn't want to you know, I'm doing the job that I was hired to do, play drum, you know.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, no doubt. Hey man, you're back.
Yeah, I am.
What's up?
I had to get ice cubes.
That's what Kristen was wondering.
Yeah. Mighty K.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I think we're all KISS fans. We grew up with KISS, and music is connected to childhood memories. So that music that we heard when we were really young is like the soundtrack to what we remember as being kids, and life was beautiful. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So
totally.
I mean, there's like your heart is connected to it, and I can see where, you know, it can be emotional when you're a fan of a band and some weird junk goes down like that, and maybe some negativities and all. You know, I feel that way too. Sure. But man, I want to see the guy do good. And you know, like I said, I had a problem with drinking, you know.
Yeah.
And people have forgiven me for the times that I did some stupid stuff like jumping on bars and mooning people, you know. So
well, let me say this just to close out the whole thing with the email and everything. So here's the thing. So my response, in case, you know, this person is watching, which they probably are.
He's actually standing right there.
Welcome.
Kenny, come on up in here, man.
Yeah.
Get up in here.
All right. That would be hilarious. But the funniest part of it, though, is talking about the coattail rider thing. It's like Andre's done plenty of great work on his own outside of the Vinnie Vincent sphere. Now, sure, Vinnie gave him an opportunity, and I'm sure he's appreciative of that.
Positively, man. No
yeah,
doubt.
sure.
I'm realistic.
Yeah.
He got my name on the Kiss family tree, and I mean, I got to know Eric through the whole thing. Eric Singer. Yeah. Man.
But let me say this: I didn't book Andre for Rockin' Pod because of the Vinnie Vincent connection. It's because he's a friend and he's a working musician.
Let's book Andre LaBelle. That'll really piss off
Vinnie. I had no thought of this is going to piss Vinnie off if I do this. I had no thought of that. And also, but let me make this point, and this is where I've had too much to drink. So I'll say this. The person watching this will know that somebody representing Vinnie also came to our camp in 2019 wanting to attach themselves to Rockin' Pod.
Yeah.
And it had to go through me. And you know what I said? I said no. So who's riding whose coattails now? That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it at that. But, it's just so stupid. But yeah, no, I booked Andre because Andre's a friend, and you're a big supporter of the event. You get what we're trying to do. And I'm sorry, but look at Billy Sheehan, Carmine Appice, Vinny Appice. Look at the Ron Keel. Look at the guest list we've booked. I mean, if you think it has something to do with Vinny, then I'm sorry, you're a little deluded. But I'm just going to leave it at that. There's a lot more going on even than Kiss. I try to make sure it's not a Kiss convention. Snarkmeister, that's funny. But no. But yeah, I'm just happy to have you coming back because I want to hang out with you again.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. I appreciate it, guys. No doubt.
Yeah,
man, I've got a good friend coming along with me, Tim Williams, a guitar player. We're doing a project together called Black Vinyl. You can find it on YouTube, Black Vinyl, and the song is "Your Mother Won't Like Me" with Shelly Benet on vocals, and this was recorded at Bill Leverty's recording studio as well.
Nice.
And
how'd you meet Bill?
I knew Bill because we both grew up in Richmond, and we played in bands around town all through our childhood,
Right on.
And then I ended up moving out to California, and I was out there when he was doing Firehouse. But now I'm back in Virginia, and Bill lives here too. And I recorded at his studio often, with different projects with Andy Susemihl. Mm-hmm. I went to Germany and did work with him. I did my drum tracks on his records at Bill's studio, and Flood the Engine. And then, Robert Fleischman with The Sky. We did
great stuff.
Two records together.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
And, I got to know Robert Fleischman from playing with him and Vinnie Vincent.
Sure.
But it all works that way. I mean, everything is connected. It's you meet people through the other people that you meet. I mean, that's something that that's quite obvious, So it's all affiliated.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Andre, you're a Richmond guy. What do you know about Guar?
I know that they were cool as hell, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like the Halloween gory version of Kiss or something.
Yeah. Kiss times 10.
Pornographic version.
Yeah.
But, man. I mean, that's some powerful stuff, man. There's a bass player named John Sullivan that I'm working with. He plays with Black Vinyl, the band that I'm doing with Tim Williams. And we're going to be out there together. I mean, the whole band is going to be there, Chris, so that's going to be cool.
Oh, sweet.
He's good friends with the singer from Gwar. I can't remember his name now, but the
Dave
new
Rocky, Otis Urungus.
It's the guy that is now singing with Gwar.
Oh, okay.
They're still rolling, So,
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, but that was a cool thing, no doubt. Yeah.
I just had to ask. I mean, that's when I think of Richmond, Virginia, the first thing I always think of is Guar.
Yeah, man. I mean, they were huge around here, and the show that they, man, I like.
Jim Kuhn's busting your balls, Andre. He's wanting to know if you're related to Patti LaBelle.
Oh man, if I was related to her, good God, man, I would have been doing far more recording projects.
There was a
Patti LaBelle.
if you are there was a real confusion at the hospital if that's the case. That's too funny.
Yeah, man.
That is funny. That's like asking Mark Slaughter what it was like to grow up as Sergeant Slaughter's kid.
Aaron Camaro with his well-timed questions.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. That was Cal Hintz. We were just reading the question.
Yeah, it was you. Okay, it was Cal Hintz. Okay, too funny.
Awesome.
Sorry,
Awesome.
we're off the rails already. I'm sorry, Andre. This is how it is every Friday.
Go for it, man, dude. I'm checking out some of these Kiss posts you got in the background here.
Oh, in Ron's room?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna dip out for a second. I'll be right back, guys.
Man, I was just gonna do that.
Hate when he does that, doesn't he?
Oh man, jeez, what are you gonna? You I don't know, shit. I was just gonna say it too. I gotta take a leak, but that's all right. I got the power. You know, he's not Sergeant Slaughter's kid. I know, who knew.
I thought he was. Hey.
But he told us that time his like grandfather or great grandfather, somebody was a professional wrestler he was related to.
Oh yeah.
Andre, you ever been to a professional wrestling show?
No, I haven't, man.
Never.
Never got into that really. I mean, I can see where it's cool, but yeah, that wasn't my deal, man.
Right
Didn't I think Gene Simmons did. He sold the rights to some characters to do something.
Yeah, in the 90s, they did the Demon in WCW. Yeah, for sure. What's the somebody was telling me, I was talking about Andre LaBelle, and they said, have you ever heard the band Horsehead? What was Horsehead?
Man. That's a great band. John Brown was the singer, guitar player for that band, and Bob Roop, the bass player from Cracker. He's in the Cracker family tree.
Right.
But he played with it. That band's smoking, man. They sound kind of like Tom Petty, you know, all original vibe, but they're killer. You can look them up on YouTube. It's Horsehead, Richmond, Virginia, and you should be able to find it on there. No doubt, man.
I'll check that out. I've heard good stuff about that band that you were a part of.
Yeah, you know, I've recorded a bunch of records. I mean, one thing, I mean, it's a good thing that the internet is rolling because you can find all that stuff out there. Yeah. But at the same time, it's bad for intellectual properties, man, because it's not the same. You can't make the same money off of it, because if you did have a song that was a success, people can just go to YouTube, pull it up for free.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, and we did
out there, yeah.
Our last week's episode was Rock Magazine. We took a Metal Edge from 1995 and kind of flipped through it, and it was nostalgic and everything. And 1995 was like kind of, the beginning of like America Online and stuff like that. And so it was weird to kind of explain that, we didn't have internet really back then. And so you relied on Metal Edge, you relied on Hit Parader or Circus or Cream or Rip magazines to keep you clued in on what was going on in the world of your favorite rock band. So like for me, a young kid growing up in Wisconsin, I would get that Hit Parader magazine and I would go through it and be like, man, this is what's going on out in LA. It gave you a little insight into that, but you had to wait for it. You had to wait every month or whatever for the new one, but now everything is instant.
It made it mysterious, man, because right. I remember like a picture of Tommy Aldridge, a shot where you could see behind his drum set. When I was young, it was a big deal to even be able to see a photo like that.
Yeah, and
to even see what kind of what his kit looked like from behind the set. And they might put something like that in a Cream magazine or whatever. But so it created this mysteriousness about it. It made it so much cooler, man.
Right.
Nowadays, I mean, I could go on my phone and pull up an image of Tommy Aldridge when he was 16 sitting at the kitchen table.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, really.
So it changed it because the mysterious atmosphere about it made it so much cooler, man.
Yeah. And I say that I feel bad for kids nowadays because like when I was young, it was like, hey, your favorite band is coming out with a new album. Really? When? 6 months from now. And you just anticipate, the anticipation is gone. It's like, oh, this awesome thing is your favorite band is going to be on TV when? In 3 weeks. You're like, what? What am I going to do for 3 weeks? But I'm not going to miss it.
They want what they can have, or they want what's hard to achieve. if it's extremely accessible, then it loses its power. I think. And,
so, are you playing any shows this year?
Nothing live yet. I have one show coming up at the Richmond Raceway Amphitheater here in Richmond with a Zeppelin tribute project that I'm doing, but it's still tentative and we're still kind of looking into it. But I'm mainly doing studio work, man. I'm recording, as much as I possibly can and trying to get through this COVID thing. It seems like it's going to be over with now. So
yeah, I mean, all the masks and everything are gone here in Nashville.
Yeah, man. But I'm looking forward to doing this convention and grateful for the opportunity, guys. No doubt. I'm gonna actually have to roll here, but I wanted to say about Chris. Chris is
I'm here.
There he is.
That's his cue.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's 9:00 and I've actually got some stuff I got to attend to. But man, super grateful for the opportunity and looking forward to this event. No doubt, man.
Oh, it's great to have you again, and it's going to be great to hang out again in August with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome, dude. Man, I appreciate it, dude.
It's like I said that day when this shit all went down. I would much rather hang out with Andre LaBelle than that other dude.
I appreciate it, dude. And when you really get down to it, I mean, it's about the people. I mean, that's what we're doing here. I mean, music, that's what it does. It touches, supposedly, has the power to inspire. So, I mean, that's the whole deal.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we just, man, especially since we came out of what we just dealt with, everybody needs to stay positive and try to be rolling with the good stuff. Because now we know anything is possible. I mean, who would have ever thought that we would have dealt with a worldwide pandemic? You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
wild.
Yeah, man, no doubt.
Yep. Well, thanks to your friend for hooking you up with the studio there to talk to us tonight.
Yeah, and, Scott. Yeah, it's a good dude, man. Awesome.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Look, I got 4 hands.
No wonder he's such a fucking good drummer.
Oh, it's all
but now we know your secrets.
The fulcrum and the fingers.
Yeah, nice. Wow.
Yeah, and be on the lookout for Ukulele Mageddon coming soon from Andre LaBelle.
Yeah, look at this, man. This is awesome.
I recognize that. That's from here.
That's the perfect ending right there.
That's the new song, Ukum.
Yeah, it's the new Vinnie Vincent theme song.
Yukum as in Nukem.
Yukum.
Man, thank you guys, man. I'll see you in Nashville, man.
Rock and roll, Andre.
Andre.
Cool,
thank you, Andre. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Nice. That dude is the coolest, man.
Andre LaBelle. So good to talk to him.
That dude can play ukulele solos in circles around Vinnie Vincent.
All right, I got to take a break.
Damn it! That was my turn.
I'm just
Ron.
kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I need a bucket or something over here.
All right, go ahead.
I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, that was the Addams Family, wasn't it?
Yep, it sure was.
Just don't play tiptoe through the tulips. Yeah, tiny. Thank you, Al Horta. It was good to have Andre on, especially after the drama from earlier in the week with the emails. It was just so fucked up. But yeah.
Gives you something to laugh about.
Yeah, I know. But and I'm usually very diplomatic, but I was kind of like, if you're going to attack me out of nowhere like that, I'm going to respond. I don't care. And I've kind of gotten to the point where I just don't give a shit anymore. So that's where I'm at.
They attack me all the time, Chris.
I know. Controversial Rockin Ron. Oh, Eric Luzier finally joined us. How did your
now he's back?
How did your team do, Eric? I don't know if they won or lost. I don't follow hockey, so. But what are you drinking there, Ron?
Just good old water.
No, so no Jaeger for Rockin Ron.
A little bit of Pepsi.
That's cool.
Yep. A lot of changes.
Yeah.
People may or may not have noticed the changes here, but yeah. I don't see nothing but water. At least for the time being.
We've come a long way since that weekend in Atlanta with the pink one. Yes, we have.
Yeah, that we sure have.
That was a fun weekend though, regardless of who it was centered around.
It was. After the show last night, I had to go back because you guys had me thinking. I knew I had that buttons for the people thing with Aaron on something. I just couldn't remember what I had put it on, and that, because we had a few things with the whole Atlanta thing.
Yeah.
And so Robert picked up on it.
Do what? Oh yeah. How long have you been off of them?
Since before the surgery.
Well, how's it coming? You doing okay without them?
I'm hanging in. I can't say the urge isn't there.
Yeah.
But I have no desire to at all.
Well, that's a good thing then.
And it's caused me a lot of hassles with friends and family and everything else. So we'll see how it goes.
I hear you.
Of course, I've disappointed them in the past. So
well, let's try to stick with it when you can.
Yeah.
Eric Luzier asking you a question.
Yeah.
Probably so. Of course, he's got smoke coming off of his profile picture.
Yeah, really. Thanks for the visual aid there, Robert.
Yeah, that should help you a lot, right? But nah, man, how was well, let me ask how your better half's doing. How's Dawn holding up through everything? She's doing okay?
Oh, she's a trooper, man.
Yeah.
She is taking the bull by the horns, and she's giving them the what for and the what not and everything, and keeping them in line. I don't know 90% of what's going on, and she's just right on top of it with all these doctors and everybody else, with keeping them in line and dealing with the insurance and the disability and everything else that's popped up here. So yeah, and she will be coming out to Rockin' Pod this year.
That's good.
She had no intention to whatsoever. But then of course they started talking about how they need to have somebody there that can keep an eye on me 24/7 just
and they
in
knew
case.
They knew that Ian Wadley would not be the right person to do that.
Yeah. Ian, you have to wait for Ian to get dressed and get his makeup on and do all of that. Dawn's just right out the door.
Dawn's a great person. I've enjoyed meeting her the times I've got to meet her in person. And I told my wife she was coming. She's like, "Well, I'll make sure that Dawn's able to have a good time." So they'll band together, I'm sure.
Yeah, she'll have a good time. She's just not much into the whole celebrity meet and greet, thing. She's more the grounded one. She just, of course, that's how she taught me. She taught me you just treat one person the same way as the other person. Don't matter how famous they are or
that's right.
anything else. People are people, and that, and so she just can't stand the whole thing of people fanboying out and all of that. But
my wife's the same way.
Yeah.
We've all been guilty of it at one time or another, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my wife, she doesn't, pretty much 90% of the guests I book, she's like, I don't know who that is.
Right.
And I'm like, honestly, that's a better thing because, she keeps me grounded for that. I don't go too far over the line with that.
Well, I could say that, but then you went ahead and booked Ace Von Johnson this year, so my wife's all giddy.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like his biggest fan, right?
Well, he's a good dude, He's a good dude. She likes him because he does a lot of animal rescue stuff.
Yeah, he does.
She's a big fan of that, and I've met Ace, Von Johnson. He is a good dude, and he's an awesome guy, and I'm super happy that he's coming to Rockin' Pod. You know, not to mention that he's been in LA Guns and Faster Pussycat and stuff like that. So, you know, sometimes I think like the Carmine, you know, and the Carmines and the Vinnies and the guys like that, you know, get some of the under guys get overshadowed a little bit. But I think it needs to be said. Ace Von Johnson's coming to Rockin' Pod this year, ladies, you know, and the dudes. Excited about that.
This tells you about my wife, though. The only one she's been any kind of giddy about was Pamela DeBars.
Oh, really?
Right on.
No, that's
because
cool.
she read her book. She's a big book reader, so she like read that book when she was in high school or whatever, you know, when she was young.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "Oh, I got to get some of her other books, and I'll get her to sign them and stuff." And I said, "See, you can be a little fangirl yourself.
That's right.
And put you in the right people.
You're a me too.
That's
just like
cool.
the rest of us."
Yeah, I got to meet Ace Von Johnson at Basement East a couple of months ago, and very nice guy. And
he's super cool.
He's super excited to come to the event, and very happy we got invited him. And I think it's great. You know, he's got a good following and everything. And you know, and thanks to your wife for the suggestion. You know, because I didn't even know he lived here until you mentioned that.
That's right. She was the one. So if anybody's excited about Ace Von Johnson coming to Rockin' Pod, you can thank Mrs. Camaro for that.
That's right. That's all her doing, because I wouldn't have known otherwise.
No, just don't book Sebastian Bach or Brett Michaels. Otherwise, you know, I'm like, where's my wife? What the where'd she go?
I think Sebastian's a good bet. I'm not looking at him to come.
Oh, no, he won't come.
My wife will be over there rubbing Brett Michaels' abs.
What is this, Kevin
Rockin' Pod
Williams?
is awesome.
Card table in the rest? No, you're not going to be in the restroom. You're in the podcaster ballroom. Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Don't that sound official?
No, I mean, I've got a podcaster ballroom and then the main convention hall. But
maybe
no.
Kevin's got a side cast going on.
Unless you're really wanting to sit at a card table in the restroom, I can arrange that if you want.
I'll interview anybody.
Yeah. I just came in here to take a dump. I don't want to do an interview.
So how's it going in there?
Everything come out okay?
So actually a topic I was going to bring up, guys, is since we got the time here, I don't even remember where I thought of this or anything, but what do you guys think about, because we touched on it a little bit with like Gene Simmons and stuff. I think that's when we talked about the movie roles and stuff Gene Simmons had done back in the day. Who do you think was a good actor musician? A guy that, or girl guy, whatever, that was a good musician, but then also transitioned into, you know, had some good movie roles.
There's not a lot of them. I mean,
no.
One that I think
not really.
Well, and this is kind of connected to Gene Simmons. One that I think of right away was Glenn Frey from the Eagles. He played a drug dealer in Miami Vice.
Yeah,
he was really good in that role. He was also good in Jerry Maguire. He plays the GM of the Arizona Cardinals. And but
now Alice Cooper's had a few roles in horror films and
Alice is
regular
pretty good.
films and that.
I think you
David Bowie.
Got to mention Henry Rollins has done a lot of cool stuff.
Henry Rollins has done some good roles. Yeah.
Thor. I don't know about Thor. Have you seen the movie that Thor's in? It was a horror movie.
Thor is in.
You remember Thor?
Mm-mm.
That Hemsworth or something? Or what? Am I
No.
completely clear?
The Canadian metal artist Thor.
Oh, the Canadian. Okay. See,
I don't know nothing about that guy.
About this.
Oh, there's a great documentary about him.
Yeah?
Yeah, It's called I Am Thor, and that's pretty cool on there. Oh,
Is he a big muscular dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Bowie was
David
awesome
Bowie
in Labyrinth. There's
Labyrinth.
no doubt about that. He was really good in that movie.
Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars. I will give him credit. Like I can't remember the name of the movie now, but there's a movie where he plays Mark David Chapman, the guy that assassinated John Lennon. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And I think
really good with that.
Lindsay Lohan's also in that movie, but he's really good as Mark David Chapman. He gained like 60 pounds for that role.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Jared Leto was in a band. I just know him as the Joker.
Yeah. See, technically, he started out as a musician, and now he's more famous as a an actor than he is a musician.
Well, he was doing acting in the 90s. He was on that MTV show, My So-Called Life. He was the star of that show.
Yeah.
It was him and Claire Danes. That's my 90s kid showing. But yeah, and then he was in 30 Seconds. I saw him with 30 Seconds to Mars at the Beale Street Music Festival in 2010.
Well,
that's why I was thinking
Johnny Depp moved to Hollywood to become a rock star, but ended up
he did.
falling
He was
into acting.
and he was in what's the name? The band with was it Johnny Dakota was his name? Rock City Angels. He was in Rock City Angels, which is kind of more of an unknown hair metal band. But yeah, Johnny Depp was a musician first.
See, there's probably a lot more than we know about or that we think about that. I kind of went down a rabbit hole of seeing that. Oh yeah, that's right. You know, but then you got the ones that did try to be a musician when they should have just stuck to acting, you know, like Bruce Willis and people like that tried to do it.
Bruce Willis, you talk about the Return of Bruno?
Yeah, Return of Bruno.
It's fucking awful. Paul Stanley's in that movie. Did you see his cameo in that movie? Yeah.
No.
It's terrible. And it proves that Paul Stanley's not an actor.
I was trying to find that Millennium episode. I couldn't find it. I remember it back in the day, but
there's a good one, Kevin Williams. Corey Glover from Living Color and Platoon. He's great in that movie.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. He's really good in that movie.
And I've seen that movie a bunch of times. I just watched that not too long ago. It was like, wow, I haven't seen Platoon since I was a little kid. It was on Netflix or something. I was like, I'm going to watch this. I had no idea he was in that.
Yeah, he's the black guy. I'm just sorry. But
that's what I was trying to
William Shatner did an album, yeah.
Well, let's forget about William Shatner.
Yeah, let's forget about that.
What about that movie Ace Frehley was in? You ever seen that? What was that, Firecracker or something like that?
Was it Remedy?
Remedy, that's the one.
Yeah, where he plays a heroin dealer? Yeah.
He's basically himself.
Yeah, it was quite a stretch for him to play a heroin dealer.
Hey, Curly, you want to buy some drugs? You know, you got to stay true to yourself, Curly.
Look, it's
heroin. I didn't know nothing about that.
You want to buy some? I got some of this.
No, see, I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah,
it's actually a terrible movie. I paid for it. I paid to watch it one night, and I was like, "Oh, this movie sucks."
But it was like, "Hey, there's Ace Frehley. That makes this movie really cool."
Do you guys remember when, like, it was Psycho Circus weekend on Fox, and all the guys in Kiss were on the show Millennium with Lance Hendrickson?
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Mad TV, they were on.
Mad TV, they were
awesome
Millennium.
They were good on that, but like the Millennium show is like this sci-fi drama.
Well, the Mad TV I can find. I can't find the Millennium.
You can't find it anywhere. I remember watching it live though, but like Ace and Peter they put on like fat suits and played cops in the show, and then Paul Stanley plays like a movie producer. He's got like short hair and everything and khakis, and he gets murdered in the show, and Gene Simmons is getting questioned for the murder. And of course, Gene was the best actor out of the bunch for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he's got more experience.
Yeah, but it was, I don't know, like.
But
I still say Gene Simmons is my favorite actor.
Paul was terrible, but Peter and Ace were almost unrecognizable.
Yeah, you barely could notice that it was them.
You wouldn't even know it was them unless you read about it or figured out that they put all this makeup on them and everything. I don't know if that was another kick to them too, with saying, "Oh, you want to be an actor? Yeah, we'll put you in all this makeup and that," because they kind of Paul even had a bigger role than Gene did in that one.
Yeah, Paul was in it more than Gene was only in it for a minute, and Peter Criss and Ace Frehley were in it for even less. But
Peter Criss, he was in that TV show that was on HBO, that prison show,
Oz,
I think.
Yeah, and he was actually pretty good in that. Yeah, I actually thought he was good
decent.
Yeah.
He kind of really stuck out in that though, because I was watching that show at the time when he come on, and he come on, and it was like, it was good to see him stretching out a little bit there. But
he was playing a New York guy that was violent, so it was a real stretch for him.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The Ayatollah, Chris.
But yeah, he's definitely not the best actor either.
What about Letter from Death Row, huh? That was a great movie, wasn't it?
All right.
Bret Michaels.
See you later, Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I've seen that movie though.
Well, so you and about 5 other people saw it.
Yeah, I think so.
So you're forgetting about the Ramones. The Ramones was in
Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah, Rock and Roll High School.
It's a fun movie. I wouldn't say
they played
that
themselves though.
Great. Yeah, I mean they played themselves. I wouldn't say their acting is like top notch or anything.
Flea has done stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Flea was a good actor.
Flea was definitely good. Who's the other guy? Anthony Kiedis. Both of them were in Point Break too.
Did you know Anthony Kiedis was a child actor?
Really?
Yeah. His dad was
an actor
in Lethal Weapon, the first Lethal Weapon.
Well, his dad was an actor going back to the 70s, and Anthony Kiedis was a child actor. He was on like Happy Days and several other shows, and his stage name was Cold Dammit.
Cold Dammit?
Yeah, that was his stage name.
Wow.
If you look it up, you can find it on IMDb.
Reform School Girls.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
That was an interesting one. One of those girls in prison movies.
Caged.
So that wasn't a stretch for Wendy Williams either.
And she took over the place. Was she the warden? She was the one with the holding the nightstick.
No, she was the badass bully chick, or
of course she was.
Yeah.
It seemed like Tanya Roberts was the star of all those like women in prison movies back in the 80s.
Oh, except for the ones that Gene's wife or girlfriend or wife.
Oh, Shannon Tweed.
Yeah, she was in a bunch of them too, I think.
Yeah, some Skinamax
HBO
movies.
Skinamax, yeah.
I mean, that's what I heard. I wouldn't know anything.
Right.
Yeah. All right, that's my cue. I'm gonna head out here. Hold on. I'll be right back.
All right. See you in a minute.
All right, Ron.
Let me remove
you.
I'm removing you. Give me a. All right, you produce. You
remove.
Take yourself. All right, I'll remove you. All right, there you go.
See, I was too slow. I always try to do the Ace Frehley thing from Phantom of the Park before you take me out, but I was too slow last time.
Ace Frehley was doing that before ZZ Top did it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
He didn't spin his guitar though.
That's right. Did you know about Nancy Wilson being in Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Oh, I did not know that.
There's that scene where Judge Reinhold is driving and he's wearing the stupid ass pirate costume from his job.
Yeah.
And there's the really hot blonde in the car next to him looking at him, and then she starts laughing at him.
That's Nancy Wilson?
That's Nancy Wilson.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that till recently either. Yeah, because she was dating Cameron Crowe at the time, and Cameron Crowe wrote that movie.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Look at Mooger Fooger. I limped out of that movie with a bone. Oh, man. Oh, Cecil Music, Late Night Skinamax was great. That's right.
Yeah, back in the day.
Kristen's laughing at all of our old Jack stories. Night Flight. Did you watch Night Flight back in the day on USA Network?
I'm trying to remember. Was that with Rhonda Shears?
Well, she did Up All Night.
Up All Night, okay.
But Night Flight was like a weird combination of they would do music interviews, but they would show like claymation stuff and horror movie shit. It was like kind of almost more of a variety show.
Yeah. No, I'm not real familiar with it.
But actually, like, have you seen that Kiss Creatures of the Night interview with Vinny and Eric Carr?
Yeah.
Where
Oh, yeah, that's where I know that from.
That's from Night Flight.
Okay, that's the only place I know it from then.
Yeah. Although you can buy an app now and watch the old Night Flight episodes. They're not very good, though.
Yeah.
They're like, they haven't aged well. What was this? Alex Lifeson was on a documentary called A Bunch of Teens Put in a House to Live Together. Oh, I've never even heard of that. I'll have to look up that.
Oh,
Come on, children.
That album out.
I'll have to check. Although I know there's
like all the other kids got drama, and there's a long-haired blonde dude over there in the corner playing his guitar.
I wonder if that's where they got the footage for the that Rush Beyond the Lighted Stage documentary. You saw that, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's been.
So there's that footage of Alex as a teen where he's like arguing with the parents. Yeah, I wonder if that's where that's from. Because I found it.
That
I was
would
like,
make sense. Yeah.
I was like, where are they getting this footage of him having an argument with his parents when he's 17? It was just so bizarre.
Yeah, it must be then. I guess that makes sense. Because think about it, that is kind of weird. It's like, who's holding the camera while this is happening? You know, it seemed like reality TV.
Mm-hmm. That was arguments I had with my teenagers too.
Yeah, we're gonna be rock stars, Dad.
Oh, there we go. Al Horta said that's where they got the footage from. Okay, well that makes a lot more sense then.
Nice. Yeah.
So I do got a fan running in here, guys. That's not messing with the audio at all, is it?
Huh? What?
No.
All right.
No,
it's all your fans commenting. Who's got the power?
I've wanted to do that for so long.
Ah, fuck you.
You know what's funny is those two are the only ones that have the power to do that. I can't bring photos up. I can't make.
I gotta make Aaron an ad. I gotta give you the admin password so you can get in here and do it.
You don't want to do that. You're in trouble.
No, really, I have enough problems with him.
I'll take
when I'm trying to do things,
and then I'll flash people.
So, do we got a smash or trash?
No, we don't.
We do not.
Oh, you don't, you teaser.
Unless I was looking it up, unless I didn't play these songs the last time we did it, but I don't remember. Did we do a smash or trash on May 14th?
I don't remember.
You have to tell me what the songs were.
I'll tell you the band name. Do you remember Mojo Alice, The Absence, or Roar?
Yeah.
All right, then we did it already because I was too drunk at that point to remember. So
I think I remember a band called Roar. I think.
Yeah. So yeah, no smash.
Roar, yeah, that was mine that I turned in to you.
Yeah,
guys.
and you sent it to me. So yeah, no smash or trash tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, no problem.
Do it. But
can we just bring up stuff on the internet? We could smash or trash the new Faster Pussycat or whatever.
Actually, I might be able to. I've got a separate window open. Now let me give me a second.
Let's take suggestions for smash or trash.
Let me see if I can pull up YouTube and then on a different window, and we can even maybe see about sharing it. We'll probably get blocked, but why not? You know. What should we smash or trash? Look at Robert Rowe saying that I'm full of horse shit. That's not cool, man. Play the swear. That's not cool, man. The swear. Should we do the swear?
Well, yeah.
He says we can trash them.
Well, what song, Kevin? I need to know what I'm looking up here. Oh, and like Al Horta, this is for you, Aaron. When's the next Beat the Geek?
Yeah, when's the next Beat the Geek?
My intentions was to have one ready for tonight and then just spring it on you guys and find. Yeah, it doesn't pay to say all that because I didn't do any of it. Never mind. Soon, I'll get to work.
I'm looking for the swear, but if you bring up the swear, it brings up a bunch of the cuss word song and history of swear words and the ultimate birds cursing compilation.
What the fuck?
You want to look at that? Oh, vampire. Okay, let me see if I can find it, Kevin.
I hear Hardline is an old one, Kristen. That is an excellent album.
All right, I found
Rhythm in the Red Car. Rhythm in the Red Car.
All right,
I feel like I'm a little biased on this because everything I've heard by the swear I like. So.
All right, let's do a screen share.
This should be no different.
Here we go.
Oh, I've got this CD. I don't hear anything.
No.
I love this band, but they're just too quiet.
Better?
Nope.
This is some artsy fartsy shit that I just don't understand. I don't even hear anything. And they say this is amazing music. What's the world coming to nowadays?
Are you not hearing it?
No, I don't hear anything.
Well, shit, hang on.
I got another band in my iPod shuffle thing that I brought up.
Can
Wait,
you
actually,
play music, Ron?
My wife found it.
Wait, you don't hear this? Tell me if
no.
you hear this. Tell me if you hear this.
Nope, don't hear a thing.
That's weird. I've got it set to be playing. I don't know why it's not playing.
It's not fair. Only Chris gets to hear the swear. So you're going to have to take our word for it. That band is fucking awesome, and you ought to be checking them out.
But have you guys heard of a band called Free Fall?
No.
No.
I guess it was, man, they only put out one album. It was like 2013 or something like that. Another one, the whole album's great. Excellent album. And that, but then I checked on it and they just disappeared after that. So
I hate when that
I don't know whatever happened to them.
Wait, so you were going to play something and
So
now
can
you're
you
not.
play it? This is like Camaro's cutout bin without any music.
Wait, do you hear this? No?
See, I'm sorry I brought
I
this whole
thought you were
thing
gonna
up.
fart.
No, I was like,
You don't hear this?
You don't hear anything?
Got
That's
nothing but
That's weird.
dead air here.
That's strange. I've got the channel turned up.
And
That's
yes,
weird.
Kevin, it was Free Fall.
Free balling.
F-A-L-L.
Where's Andre LaBelle and his ukulele when we need
They
him?
did a self-titled album. Come out, The Power and the Volume, I think it was called. Good one to look up, check out.
Let me try it from.
What is The Choke by
Let
The
me-
Warning?
Well, let me try it from the window I have open.
Oh, he's still got to keep on trying.
Well, I want to try. Let me see if you can hear this. Tell me if you can hear this or not. Do you hear that?
No.
Jesus, I don't understand. That's weird.
Work on it all week,
Yeah, I guess I
and
will.
then if you get it figured out,
I've got every channel turned up.
we'll
That's
do it
fucking
next
weird.
week.
I don't know. That's really weird. Really weird.
Do you guys want to see the rest of my show and tell?
Yeah, let's go.
I got some other ones too the other day when I was at the store and I picked up. I get this one. It's Cold Chisel.
Cold Chisel from Australia.
That's that Australian band that's supposed to be really good. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Jimmy
because
Barnes.
The stuff I've heard from it's really good. Then I got this one, Star and Dagger. You know anything about that?
Never heard of it.
No,
It's got Sean Zolt from White Zombie
Oh, yeah.
and the drummer from the Cycle Sluts from Hell.
Nice. I remember them.
So I only heard one song off of that. It's all right. It ain't too bad. And then I got this one I'm excited about. This was one of the last few Clutch CDs that aren't a part of my collection yet.
Strange Cousins from the West.
That's right. I was really excited to see that one in the store. I had to grab it.
Cecil wants to know if you have the Wraith soundtrack.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a 80s.
I remember hearing stuff off of it.
Charlie Sheen was in it.
If I had it, I don't have it anymore, but
Wraith, huh?
I remember it. Yeah, it's a good movie.
A good movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Clutch is awesome. Then I found this. I'm probably the only person that saw it that knew what it was. So I was like, well, I know what Inglorious is. That's awesome. I got to get that.
That's a good
And
one.
it was only like $3.
Cool.
You know what?
CKY.
CKY, man. I got a CD by them. It's actually pretty damn good. That was one of those bands that what are they, like a Jackass Bam Majera kind of band?
Yeah.
But
where
that's
Band's
the
brothers
same
in
way
there.
I got introduced to Turbo Negro.
Mm.
And I went to Never Know Nothing. I love those guys. But that was
also
one of
where,
those bands around the same
What about
thing.
have you
CKY is pretty good.
Have you guys seen this band that's kind of a ripoff of Kiss though?
Who? Who's that?
Oh,
It's like they tried, but the girl on the end just couldn't get the Ace Frehley makeup down.
that Ace Frehley makeup is horrible.
Who the fuck is that?
Well, that'd be me.
She's
and
a pretty girl though.
And my
Which
good
one?
buddy Spider and
Which
my
one
good
is
buddy
you?
Odie.
Which one are
Do
you?
you even need to ask of which Kiss member I'm dressed up as?
You're the Gene.
What?
No,
I'm not
he's-
6 foot tall.
He's
or...
the pretty girl that can't do Ace makeup worth of crap.
So you're the Ace Frehley?
Yeah.
I've never seen this picture. Where did this come from?
This came from my buddy Odie, who's got his face painted up as Peter Criss many, 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 many years ago. Many years ago. I had to have been like maybe 19 in this
Wow.
picture.
You look even younger than that.
Yeah.
I swear, you look like a girl in that.
I am beautiful.
Wait, you're in the Ace Frehley makeup?
Yeah.
That looks like a chick.
That's what I said.
I
Holy
was
shit.
I was beautiful at one time, let me tell you.
I was telling him the same thing. I was like, you cannot tell me that is you. That is a girl in bad Kiss makeup.
Hey, fuck off, Curly. Yep, that's me from many, many, many years ago. And
Wow.
I figure since Ron and Odie sent that to me, which I can't even believe, I barely remember that party from, like I said, I must have been 19. It was my mom. It was out at Ray Hansen's farm. My mom is tuned in tonight, guys.
Hey, Mama Camaro.
I apologize for swearing so much, Mom. But yeah,
bad
you know,
influence.
that was long. That was a Halloween party many years ago. Myself, my friend Spider, and then we got there, and Odie was there, and he was painted up like Peter Criss, and it was like, man, this is great. There's 3 of us here. So nobody wants to be Paul Stanley apparently that night. So yeah, pretty cool. But since Ron shared all his old Kiss, you know, his Psycho Circus and his Rock and Roll All Night and all that, when I got that picture, I was like, man, I got to send this to Ron. It's only fair that I get it too.
I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
You got that?
We've got all our embarrassing stuff.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing to be a Kiss
Ron was
fan.
so good about sharing his embarrassing Kiss stuff. I thought it only fair that I share mine with him too. So that's why that's on here, because I shared it with Ron.
So I keep my shit locked up tight.
But yeah, you look like a pretty girl.
I was a pretty girl
I look
back
like
then.
Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. I don't know.
You have entered the Psycho Circus. Welcome to the show.
You
I'll
have
put
entered
the lotion in the
circus.
basket.
That's what I was gonna say.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Put the lotion in the fucking basket.
Give me back my precious.
I want to see from within.
That's too funny.
Too funny, man. Nice.
Oh, Kristen, there's a picture of you in Kiss makeup. We got to see this.
Nice.
You got to send that our way.
Yeah, I was a pretty girl at one time.
People start sending in your days of being a young Kiss fan.
That's right.
Dressing up in makeup. You know, we was all doing Kiss's Halloween at some point in our lives. So
I wish I had my junior high yearbook. We did Kiss, and we got our pictures taken for that, and that stuff's long gone. I don't know where the hell I'd ever get a new one of them.
This reminds me of 1 year in Spirit Week when I was in junior high. We had dude looks like the Lady versus Lotion guy. That's funny. We had Spirit Week we'd have Hero Day, like dress as your hero. I wore a T-shirt that had the Paul Stanley iron-on from 1978. I got so fucking ridiculed for wearing that thing all day long. It was
my hero is somebody that was born a decade earlier than I was.
Exactly. You're saying your hero is some
Paul Stanley
rock star that wears makeup.
He was my hero at that time in like 1990, and
oh god,
I just got abused all day long for that. Where's that thing?
I'm sure your teachers were so proud.
They were not impressed. Although I did better than the guy that showed up in a KKK hood. True story.
Golly.
Yeah.
He got sent home.
That would not be good.
Take the Paul Stanley fan with you.
I was like, okay, never wearing a Kiss shirt to school again.
Well, and like Ron said, there's many of you out there that have done the same thing as us, dressed as Kiss a bunch of times. We have shared our shameful pictures with you.
Share them with us.
You can share yours with us.
Share some with us.
Friday Night Live.
Too funny.
And I got one more.
Okay.
This was my last one. This one is really freaking good. It's Down number 4, part 2. If that ain't confusing enough.
Down number 4, part 2.
Pepper Keenan from Corrosion of Conformity and Phil Anselmo from Pantera. Man, I'm almost a bigger fan of Down than I am of Pantera sometimes.
No.
I can really get into that stuff because it's got such an awesome groove to it. I say that almost can love it more than Pantera, but pretty damn awesome.
I want to see some embarrassing photos of Mooger Fooger.
Yeah.
Well, there ain't nothing more embarrassing than the three of us without our makeup on. So there you go.
True.
That's it. We was brave enough to put our real faces on here.
That's right. This is our 90s.
All we got from you guys is profile pictures.
That's right. This is 80s era Decibel Geek. No makeup.
Let's
just our natural, beautiful selves.
Until they make us put it on again.
Can we make an agreement to do a Beat the Geek next week?
Yeah, I will get that together. I'll make that happen. Who's going to challenge Chris Czynszak in Beat the Geek right here next week, Friday Night Live? Tune in, find out. Let's pick somebody from the comments.
Yeah. So if you want to challenge me.
Who's got what it takes to take on the geek?
You got to come on camera, though. You got to be willing to be seen. Because if our ugly asses can be seen on camera, you can too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We got a couple of minutes left. So who's going to be the first person to volunteer?
I'm not the pretty young lady I used to be.
Doing volunteers now?
Well, there you go. Al Horta wants a rematch.
Rematch.
He's been wanting his rematch.
Didn't he beat you last time?
We tied.
Oh, it was a tie. He deserves a rematch.
And then Robert Rowe already jumped in also.
Robert Rowe's in. All right, cool.
Kevin Williams said he's already embarrassed himself. No more than we embarrass ourselves every Friday.
That's right.
It's all for fun anyhow.
All right, Al, you jumped in first, so it's.
I got an idea. Here's something that's never happened.
What's that?
Ron, why don't you put together some questions, be the host, and I'll kick Czynszak's ass next week.
Oh, Aaron versus me.
Yeah, I've never challenged Chris Czynszak before, but I'm pretty damn sure I can beat him.
Maybe I'll see if I can do that. If you do you guys all
trickster beat the geek where Ron can win.
3-time episode when you guys did an episode. So if you do Al Horta and Robert Rowe,
okay, and
have them go up against Chris, and then I will do the hosting between you and Chris and see if you can beat the geek then.
Yeah, I know I can. Chris Sinzak's a loser, and I'm gonna kick his fucking ass. Yeah.
Don't be so sure, because I can't get shit for trivia questions, so
Yeah.
I don't know where the hell I would get any that are.
Well, here
would be even a match for you.
the hardest part about Beat the Geek is the fucking Kiss questions, because oh man, I gotta quit swearing. My mom's watching this.
No, the hardest part is when you guys conspire against me and like cheat.
What?
I don't know if that I trust both of you guys to get together.
Come on.
We would never do that.
Get over it already, Sinzak.
Yeah, you would never do that. You've already done it.
Funny as hell.
That was so. How can you? Oh,
that was comedy gold, and it was funny.
I am offended right now that you would even insinuate that Rockin Ron and I would work together to throw a Beat the Geek.
I think it's funny that he's so serious about it. That like he just
so what
can't stand to think that we actually cheated him.
That's right. Well, you see what he did there. So now when I do whip his ass next week, he's going to be like, oh, you guys cheated, because that may have happened once before.
Well, it is not because we need to get back at you or we need to take you down a notch.
That's right.
We just did it because it was funny as hell, and
it was funny as hell.
I was so nervous about trying to be able to play it off. I'm so happy that I could play off the whole thing without giving you the hint that you was being taken for. Because I figured the first couple of questions you'd go, no, you guys did something here. You.
Well, that's what we just talked about this on the CGCM thing for you. Yeah. I mean, you were so good. What I imagined how that was going to go, Ron, you made it go so much better than I even pictured in my head. Because usually with these things, with Decibel Geek and things, I can see these things in my head before they happen. Right. But you took that to a whole nother level than I ever even imagined it could have gone.
Well, it definitely helped that we was talking about drinking so much, because then I was able to play it off that not only I was drunk, but I was just stupid. So I was so drunk that I was just making these stupid guesses, and I was just, to try to make it come off as if I was just guessing, but yet the guess was right. And that's what the whole trick to it was to not keep guessing the right answer, because then he would have figured out something was going on.
No, you had me fooled. I never would have figured it out. Trust me.
And there lies in the greatest episode of Decibel Geek of all time. It's without question, it's my number one favorite. At my expense. Yeah. And we've interviewed Whitfield Crane. I don't care. That episode with Ron was the best. It's my favorite, no doubt about it. Oh, man. Well, guys, this has been freaking awesome tonight. Andre LaBelle, cool as always. He's going to be at Rockin' Pod. If you don't know about Rockin' Pod, just look up rockinpod.com. Yeah. Then get yourself to Nashville this summer in August, the 6th through the 8th. You can get yourself a hotel room and stay right there with myself, with Chris, with Ron, with Shane, the Mooger Fooger, with Kevin Williams, with everybody else, Mighty K. Everyone's going to be there having an awesome time. We want you to be there too. Look it up, rockinpod.com. I think this was another great one. Another fine Friday Night Live. It's been awesome, especially to have you back, Ron.
Yeah, great to have you back, brother.
Thanks so much, Andre, for coming on. And I was glad I was able to come back, and hopefully it'll just keep getting better as the weeks go on here, and we'll be back up to good form here within a couple of weeks.
What? This wasn't good form? Yes. Come on.
Yeah. Well, up to Friday Night Live form.
I thought we did. but maybe next week.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you later, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night, everyone.